Alright. How you doing today, folks? Welcome to the 13th episode of Just Conversations, No Interviews. Again, Just Conversations, No Interviews. Remember to like,
subscribe.
This nigga swallow. This swallow.
Wait. Going to town early.
This nigga. The rewind this shit. Look at that. No, that's good. That's how. Look, we ain't had a bad one in a while, so that's a good one.
I know.
That's a good one.
They're tired of seeing us do it right.
Oh Lord. Yes.
Hey folks, how we doing? Interesting week. We've been noticing the feedback.
Excuse me. He think he's supposed to start it off
There you
first.
go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, after watching a few episodes, there's a couple things that I do want to go back and recant. First off, I do want to apologize for making that mishap with all of the 3 men being Geminis. I apologize for that.
Jesus.
And also, what's up?
I didn't even know you fucked up on that one.
Well, y'all want to put the disclaimer like,
No,
Sidebar.
you got that one? Oh, who was
Yeah,
Gemini?
for sure.
Who was Gemini?
Earl Simmons, my girlfriend, and that's the main person they called me. Like, he was there, but it's all good.
Don't worry about it. You said he had
Unfortunately-
17 kids and he had 15, but keep going.
No, yeah, listen.
15,
No,
35.
excuse me. It is 17.
It's two, they don't know?
The last 2 is from Philly, supposed to be, and she
Oh,
kind of
alleged.
off the record. Yeah,
Alleged.
yeah.
Alleged.
That's
Alleged
the
too.
last 2. Yes.
15 and alleged too.
Yes. But in addition to that, kind of just looking at the feedback as well, I just want to make sure that every viewer out there understands that my opinion is simply that it's not to offend anyone ever. I definitely don't want to ever offend anyone, and I just want to make sure that anything that I'm saying is a personal opinion. It's just my opinion. Please don't feel any kind of way. It's definitely not to make anyone feel like I'm coming for you, or that that you can't have your own opinions and thought process. So let's get started. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Now the disclaimer is done.
So you don't like when you get checked, but I'm the bad guy when I say do black women,
Mr.
Jordan, black men, how they, you know what I mean?
Very interesting week, and we got a couple topics to get into. But before we get into that, just want to see. We talked about before the cameras came on. We wanted to have like a mental check to see how everybody doing in their life right now. We know we like on about 13 weeks we all been together, shooting, weekly, not missing no episodes, anything like that. So I'll start with you, Mike. How you doing, like in your life and physically and everything? How's everything going?
All is well. Physically, I'm in good health.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm back running.
Back running?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that fucking hill every morning.
Yeah, that's a run.
Yeah,
that's a run.
Yeah.
You
That
know
hill
what
every
I
morning
mean?
definitely run.
Overall, I can't really complain. I
Financially,
feel blessed.
you good?
Yeah,
Financially?
I'm cool.
Okay.
I can always have more, but
where you at is comfortable.
I'm cool. My
So what
family's
does that
good.
look like now that you adding that running to your schedule? What does that look like?
It's time consuming.
Okay. But do you have an alarm clock? Do you have a set day and time that you run?
Yeah, every day.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure people want to know, what's your regimen?
Yeah.
What's working for you? They might turn on the camera like, oh, he glowing this week. What's up?
Yeah. Oh, that's how you gonna say it again?
Shea butter, baby. Let's get to you, O. Let's get to you, O, Stickity.
Am I giving them the light version?
You give them whatever you want. The camera right there. If it get too bad, we always can edit it.
They
only seen some of the things that go on the edit table.
I honestly, in reflection of this week, with all that has happened, within our community, with this platform that is very new to me. With that being said, I think it has me, uncertain about where I stand in my life in regard to, it's one thing to speak it, but again, it's different to live it. And when we are on this platform, we have spoken a lot about equity and mistreatment, discrimination, and things like that. And unfortunately, in my career, I've experienced things that, I'm just kind of on the fence of. Is it now my time to speak up, to prohibit people coming after me to experience those things? Or am I going to, again, just kind of turn a blind eye and, deal with tomorrow because I know it's going to continue to happen? So, maybe throughout the segment, maybe I want to delve in further. But, again, I'm kind of on the fence about how I feel, where I'm at with that. especially me being a parent. You know, my son is of age where if I saw my son experiencing discrimination at his workplace, I just think in 2021, I just really don't know how I would internalize that and how I would be able to help my son and how I would feel about that. So again, I'm trying to process that.
So in the scale number, where you think you would say you at? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Just overall, as a person.
I've been praying on it all week. I've been praying on it more than usual. I've been praying when I go in my meetings for God to kind of speak through me so that I don't say things that's going to, you know, at the end of the day.
Make things worse.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not that it's a game. This is my career, but, you know, I also am a parent. I have obligations and responsibilities to my children first. And again, you know, I'm on the fence about, am I supposed to be this pioneer person that's going to help change the dynamic in the workplace for people behind me? But then again, you know, you got to also understand those type of people are always going to be there. You know, I'm just kind of fighting and battling with my position in the workplace right now, especially since I've gone through it so much. You know, I thought I was finally in a position where I was validated, or that my work spoke for itself, and I'm still playing this game, you know, when it has nothing to do with my work. So it's really hard, and thank you, God, that I have my children that, you know, kind of keep me smiling and keep me, you know, making sure that I'm there every day regardless of what's going on, and have a smile on my face. But it can be complicated. So 1 through 10, I'm probably at 100, you know, but I got 35 more days, so I'm trying to, again, just let God speak through me, and just praying on it.
Okay. Interesting.
What about you? How you doing? How you feeling and making out?
Honestly, it was a great week until last night.
Okay.
It's funny, like, you know, professionally I'm excelling right now. I'm excelling without even trying to excel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Financially, I've really, you know, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Personal life, pretty good time. So things are probably going good. So I had to experience this week of actually working with my stepson to help raise.
Okay.
And it's funny, man. I don't know why so many young kids are like this, and I actually have to always rewind back to when I was his age, so I can see like what's always the friction about. So at my position where I'm working at, I'm not one of the top people, but like medium level, and I got to explain to my stepson as he's working under me, hey, you got to wear steel-toe boots in here, and he didn't have a couple checks at this point. And he don't have his steel.
No composites.
He don't have the composites of the steel toes, and I'm telling him like, yo, listen, man, you in here under me. Have the proper boots. You get paid enough money.
Yeah.
I got 2 other people who just came on. They understand that and already have their boots. So, in our profession, when we work on Sundays and things like that, it's like double. You get extra money for working on Sundays. So I tell him, I said, well, listen, when I pull up to pick you up, if you ain't got the proper boots on, don't even get in the car with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to show you like, yo, look, ain't nobody playing with you out here. But I get it because he never needed nothing. So when you never needed nothing, how can you understand this opportunity I'm giving you?
Exactly.
And you know, growing up, you know, and like I said, I grew up uptown, but I went to school down the bottom, and I played around in North Philly, and all through the city. I always wondered. You know, I knew my situation where I didn't have shit. That's why. I'm not saying my dad couldn't provide. It was a bad time for us. So I'm just wondering, like, why do the ones that do have it can't take the opportunity and run 100 fucking yards? Like, I'm giving you the world right here.
Because the lessons, it's the lessons.
Yeah,
it's
and
I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't agree with it.
I said I don't know.
If you agree with what part?
With what you just
The
said.
ones that have it don't get it. Because that's not all.
I'm not saying that.
First off, I disagree with your statement saying that you didn't have it, number one.
Oh, because you didn't grow up with me.
But the thing is, y'all paid for the things that you wanted to pay for. The emphasis. You went to private school.
I know what
Was
you're
it
saying.
effort?
I know what you're
Okay.
saying.
So what I'm saying is,
how much
your
is private school?
parents-
Because I didn't go to Roman Catholic.
But guess what?
How much
it was
is
not
private
one
school?
of you though.
It was not one of you.
Meaning,
Yeah.
your
So-
parents picked and chose
What
what
they
they
wanted to pay
valued, not what they wanted to
Yeah,
pay
what they
for.
wanted, no, what they wanted to pay
valued.
for. What they wanted
What
to pay
they
for.
valued.
Okay. Okay, my parents picked and choose what they want to pay for. Keep going.
Your parents picked what they valued
Okay.
because y'all could have went to public school that was free
Mhm.
for 4 children
Mhm.
versus
I love this.
paying for private schooling
Okay.
and made that money go to other things. I don't care
Okay,
if it was
so-
$5.
Or lived in a row, or lived in a
You
row
understand
home
what
in
I'm
the projects
saying?
in North Philly.
No, we live across the street from the project.
I know.
So
But then at one
I'm
point,
saying- no, because I like it when people tell a story they don't know nothing about. I love
But
it.
it- but
no,
my point is-
pause. I'll let you.
Even
get
if
your
I
shit off.
might not know
Just
all the
pause. Just-
details.
No, because you got to get some of the details because A, you don't know, and then the people watching this don't know. Let's just start right here. My mom and dad broke up in 1988. 1988, how old were you? You was born in 79, so how old were you in
No, I
1988?
don't need you to do my
How
math.
old were you in 1988?
Excuse me.
Exactly. I'm gonna go with
I
9.
was,
I'm going 9, maybe 10, whatever.
but don't get
No
sidetracked.
pause.
Okay.
Okay, when my mom and dad broke up, understand this. My mom and dad were probably the leaders of both of their families. So when they breaking up, nobody comes over and say, "Hey, y'all going about this all wrong." How can you tell the big dogs that they doing this shit wrong?
Yeah.
So everybody is picking sides. No. You gotta let me say this shit, because you got this shit fucked up. Everybody's picking sides, and you don't. If you on my dad's side, you don't want to say the wrong shit and fuck up him giving you something. And if you with my mom, you don't want to fuck up saying the
I
wrong
get
shit to
that.
her. Fucking- So nobody says, "Hey y'all, how about y'all sit down?" Because all this fighting y'all doing, this ain't no normal shit. I went from having living in the bed, sleeping in the bed, to sleeping in my cousin's house in the fucking basement on the floor. At 8 years old, 9 years old, ain't nobody ready to go from this to this without no fucking disclaimer. So psychologically, that's some shit that everybody can't handle. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't handle it. I was an arrogant little kid. Yes, when me and you were in school together as little kids, yes, we both had fucking money and clothes all the time. My friend, you forgot. You left for a couple years. And that time you left where we wasn't in school together, my nigga, shit got totally different.
Your same story is my same story.
No,
My
it's not.
parents broke up.
You did not sleep on your fucking cousin's
I
basement
went and lived
floor.
in an apartment with my mother.
You apartment? Did you have a bed?
What I'm
Did you have a bed?
what I'm
Did you have a bed?
Listen, see this.
No. Yes or no?
but
Yes or
this-
no? Yes or no? Did you have a bed?
I don't know. We had the first day we moved there. I'm sure we got it gradually. But what
Okay,
I'm
there
saying,
was no bed gradually for me.
But I think, listen.
No.
I think a lot of people get
when
caught
did
up
y'all
in.
leave?
We left a year into being there. And it's not because my dad was a fucked up, my mom was a fucked up. No, they were at war with each other. When that war started, it was, listen, like, nah, man, listen, the shit that y'all got here, no, you can't get the clothes. No, they arguing about who getting the clothes and shit like that. Yo, this is 1988. This ain't internet.
So when did
This
y'all
is-
get
the shit back? We had to buy
The
all
crib.
new shit.
Yeah, no, I'm
we
talking
got
about the-
we got the crib in the summer of '89. You might as well say my years might be a little bit. They broke up in '87. We got to the crib in '88. So that's a whole school year. Mind you, I'm already a kid that don't like school any fucking way. I did good because my dad was on my ass and made me do good. Now when they break up, does my dad have time to stay on my ass about school? Fuck no. Because now he got to be both parents. My mom and dad so caught up in their fighting, they are sacrificing their kids without them even paying attention because there's nobody around. My dad did not have a father. His father was killed. So he can't go to grandpop and say, let me get some information. My mom had exceeded the expectations of her mom. So how can her mom tell her, hey, you're going about this wrong? When you're two new people in a world with nobody else around you been, I don't give a fuck who see this. I know what I'm talking about. Nobody. You talking about the niggas that had the cars and the credit cards giving their family, oh, what you need today? Come get my credit card. What you need today? My dad had 2 new cars in 1985. Come get the car. Come take it.
But I do see what
All
you're
that
saying.
shit changed, so that's shocking.
But your dad prioritized. His priority was he could have got you this, that, and the third, but he went and got the big house.
What I'm telling
Where a
you is
lot
that,
of dudes
what I'm telling you is that, listen, the
lived
big house,
across the street from where you went
and
to
the
school
apartment.
at.
Listen, what I'm telling you is that, yes, he went and bought the big house.
But the big house wasn't supposed to get like that.
Right.
That wasn't the plan. The plan was not, I'm getting the big house and my wife not with me. The plan was a play on all. He put all the chips in one thing and bet it on. Like, look, when I do this power move gonna take me here, and it's through the roof. Unfortunately, through the roof didn't happen.
So when did y'all get the big house?
No, the house was bought, and when the house was bought, the house wasn't bought brand new. The house was fucking. It was, no. Nigga, it was a shell. Had to be gutted and then fixed up. This ain't now with Mexicans in front of Home Depot. This is
on your dime.
Yeah, this is straight cash. This is back in the day. Everybody did not do that work, and then you got the fact that the smokers doing the work, and my dad wasn't hiring those smokers to do no work. We're talking about real contractors.
Right.
The plan was never for him to do it like that. So what I'm telling you is that at that point, cash is short. No, I'm not going to worry about your outside, Sharif. I'm going to put everything into your inside, your education.
That's what he was,
was he
was
right?
saying. Yeah.
Correct. But do you expect an 8-year-old child to understand that? Fuck no. When that child already had that shit from the day he was born.
Yeah.
Getting to my stepson right now. Of course, he don't give a fuck about working on a Sunday, making more money than his age times 2. How could he give a fuck making this type of money when he like, nigga, I ain't never had a bad day. What the fuck do I want to come to fucking work for and waste my fucking day with a lay in the bed? So that's when I say because he never experienced needing anything. His views out the building is different from my views.
No, it's funny. It's funny that you said that because I was going to say I was a person when I came up earlier part. I had everything that a young boy that I had, but the experience was I did go through a period where I didn't have nothing at all, and it probably would have affected me different if it would have happened earlier, like when it happened with you at 8. It happened with me at about 15, 14, where that shit really meant something.
And put the drive in you.
You know what I'm saying? So that is the difference. So sometimes a little bit of plight, you need that. You know what I'm saying?
It's my paranoia for hustling now.
Yeah.
Because I never want to feel that feeling.
Right. And that's why I'm the way I am.
The difference is, I want you to speak again. Don't worry about it. I see you got your thoughts ready. Just hold it. Because I'm going to say one more thing. So the difference is, my sister was your age when this shit happened.
Right.
She was able to go to work, provide for herself. She didn't have to feel that feeling of poverty. Now listen, my definition of poverty is not a nigga who live in the projects with no utilities. No, it's not. I'll be lying if I said that. My definition of poverty is, my dad saying, in 1 year, you go from having 6 pairs of sneakers to, hey, listen, you get 1 pair for the year. Hey, Dad, this motherfucker's ripped at the bottom. I feel snow when I'm walking. Don't worry about it. When I was young, I put cardboard on my seat. Because you know what he telling me? This ain't where you gonna stay at. This just something you gotta go through right now. I did not understand that at that point he was making me for tough. I thought the nigga had lost his mind because I was like, I don't need this shit. Not knowing is that's why I can go through tough shit now and not this shit don't break me. I don't get depressed. I don't get weak. I don't second question myself. Whether I'm right or wrong, I make a decision, I go with it. But go ahead, champ. What you got to say? Shoot it.
But it is funny because I do know some cats who didn't even have like some of the stories like how mine's changed and how yours changed. But sometimes when you ain't, I know guys who ain't never had nothing, right? Mm-hmm. And they still don't have anything today. Because
that's the lifestyle they accepted.
Yeah, because poor is,
it's a mentality.
It's a mentality. So I know cats who had it all and was spoiled to death, and right now they up. Because they was exposed to having, and they wasn't going to accept less. So it depends on the person. It depends on the person. But she did go to the time when she was in an apartment. So I had her smoker too. But sometimes, man, when you don't know no different.
No, I get though, because if you go from a house to apartment.
So what I'm realizing is now, it's not even your walk. It's not even sometimes. But think it though, it's not even your walk. Sometimes it's not even experiences. It's your person, who you are. Are you one of them people that's just going to make sure you have at all times? Everybody's not like that. You can give them, you can starve them. They might just be a fucking bum.
Yeah.
Because that's who they are. You know what I'm saying? What your parents did for you and what they didn't do for you ain't going to change that. Some people are this way. It's what it is.
Yeah, but some people don't know it, and some people are just chasing that feeling.
Yeah.
Whatever that feeling is. But go ahead, O'Shea. What you got to say, O'Shea? Come on with it, baby.
Honestly,
your opinion is your opinion. Go ahead, shoot it.
with the rapport and relationship that we have, you know, it's some things that I think that I would love to have a conversation with you personally about.
Okay.
But you know, when I listen to people, I hear a lot of men that I believe haven't completely dealt with certain situations in their life, and it's a barrier, you know. And I oftentimes hear people tell their story and they believe like that their story is, you know, single-handed, you know. Even and I try to relate it in such a way, for example, with children. I'm going through all this, you know, and it's like, do y'all understand that our people went through slavery? Do you realize our people were lynched?
So not having to pay Adidas or...
Yeah, you understand, it's so minute, you know. And again, everybody's situation gonna be different, and you're only going to be able to understand it on your scale. You know what I mean? So again, when you're growing up and you know you have the 5 pair of sneakers or whatever it may be, you know, that's your own level of understanding. You know, so if you feel some kind of way about it or don't, that's your personal level of understanding, and it's okay. You know, but what I will say is, that everybody needs to understand that everything in life happens exactly the way it's supposed to. You know, I'm a firm believer that every experience is going to take you where you need to be. And me having been a teenage parent, people could say that my son was handed a lot of stuff. Will my son say that same thing? You know, my son saw me as a teenage mom, going to school, working a job, taking him to school with me, you know. So will his story be different? You understand what I'm saying? Even though people looking on the outside and think, oh, she got it, she did it, she did this, she did that. But again, will his story be the same? You know, and I can speak to that. And whether he may sound like a kid that had too much or spoiled or whatever, but his message is that I wasn't there enough. You know, so regardless of what it's going to be, everybody going to have that thing that they feel some kind of way about. You know, and it's not up to anybody to really have an opinion about it. You know, and I don't have an opinion, but
You have an opinion?
No.
Okay.
Because
You rolling your opinion back now.
no, it's not that I'm rolling my opinion back, but hearing you, you know, I wish we could just kind of stop and me hug you because I know you, and
hug me, huh?
that's something that I watched it also. You know, I wasn't, of course, in there. You know, everybody has their story. Everybody has their story with their parents and so forth. But I think once we get older and those episodes are replaying in our mind, stuff that we have to deal with. You know, and I can speak to that because, like, for example, my parents are no longer, right? Mm-hmm. And the last time we went down south, I think I told y'all this man sat and waited for me. He think he my dad, right? But the crazy thing is he looks so much like my dad. It's like, oh, God, I don't know. But then it's like, why is this 40-year-old waiting for a grown woman who's claiming, you know? But again, then it's like, well, who was my mom really? Da 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 da. But again, I'm trying to live my life for right now. You know, I want to make peace with all those things, and I just, you know, and praying and having that faith, I just understand that everything was to make me a better person. And each day, if I'm constantly praying and working on it and having that forgiveness and accepting people for who they are and understanding that their story and their message had to happen for them their way, you know, I just hope that for my friend.
Yeah. Whatever she's trying to say, whatever, God bless whatever she's politically trying to say right now. God bless it. I don't need a hug. I have dealt with all my life things. That's what
Everybody need a hug.
I don't need a hug.
Everybody need a hug
No.
every now and again. See, that's
No.
you don't
No,
gotta be.
It ain't even being that.
Bruh.
It ain't even that. It ain't even that. See, when you already learned that this shit's supposed to be the way it's gonna be, when you go through shit like this, this scar on top of my head, I don't have those problems. I don't have those problems. Like, anybody that know me, that known me in the last 10 years can speak to the fucking 180-degree change I've made. I do more to help. I don't like
One thing you can't control, and I don't know if this is a, what do you call it, Mars versus Venus thing? you cannot control your feelings. You cannot. As much as you might want to try and dictate it about anything in life. You cannot control your feelings. You can try it. You can try to, you can try to make your brain think one thing, convince yourself of this, but, especially that's a African American thing, especially that's a man thing. You cannot control your feelings. And I don't know if I'm getting emotional about this.
So as you going psych 101 with us?
Listen, with some real stuff I want to share with y'all. I just told my girlfriend no.
I think you can control your feelings.
I know you cannot.
Because I know times when you got to step back, and it's called self-awareness, and tell yourself.
Maybe we're playing that game. I'm talking about emotional stuff.
That's controlling your actions, though. That is controlling your actions and controlling how you allow your feelings to make you react. But what you feel about a thing is what you feel about a thing.
But perspective controls.
Perspective, yeah.
So what I'm saying is that if somebody says something that may have hurt my feelings, I can tell myself, that motherfucker hurt my feelings in my head. But then you know what I do? Because I gotta look at the person that just hurt my feelings. Was they being malicious? Did they set out to hurt my feelings?
Does that matter?
Yes, it does.
What?
Yes, it does. Because the intent.
It does. Because that's not controlling the feeling. That's controlling the action.
But what about the feeling?
That's different.
And now you're not dealing with that feeling. Now you are putting that feeling in a box.
Because sometimes your feelings, for lack of a better word, are illegal. You have no right to feel like that
about
certain things.
Whether you do or don't, it's still your feeling.
No, you have to understand. Hey, am I having a moment right now? Let me dial this shit down.
So now let me give y'all a kid perspective. And I ain't trying to go heavy, but you asked for this. And this is what I'm dealing with right now. So this is what my daughter texted me and her dad. So she got us on this chain text right now, right? And it's crazy because you like hearing this 12-year-old or whatever, but you gotta take into consideration what she's telling you, right? Hey parents, I just want to tell y'all how I feel. So both y'all my parents, so like if both y'all want to do things with me, cool. But I just feel like if my mom want to do something with me, right, my dad can't say nothing because I'm with my mom. And if I do something with my dad, my mom can't say nothing because I'm with my dad. I want to both be able to do things with both of y'all, but I don't want y'all to argue about it. Listen, people have feelings, and I'm glad my daughter, you talking about cell phones, yes. But these are the type of feelings that kids will have and don't deal with to their adults.
So, Abby, so when you say that understanding is also alters perspective to also alter the way that you feel based on your perception from whatever said. I could say, fuck you, Reef. But I can say, fuck you, Frank, and now he's upset. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the thing is, Reef does not see that as an insult, even though I insulted him.
Or has he just heard that so much so that he thinks his feelings are not valid?
But that's perspective. That's not that. That's perspective, the way you look at it. Mm-hmm. I can walk in here and be like, again, fuck you. That can be, it's an insult off the rip, right? He receives it as a greeting. Hey, fuck everybody. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Could that just be a personality difference?
But that's perspective.
It's high perspective.
It's perspective.
It's all perspective.
It's all perspective. So perspective controls your emotions.
And perspective controls your emotions.
Yes. The way that
I was raised that if you're gonna let everybody, just like that shit, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words never hurt me. I
was raised the same way, but I'm realizing that I'm trying to control my mind, but I don't have.
Some people are more sensitive than others.
It ain't about being sensitive.
No, I'm just saying, not in a
bad way.
Not in a bad way. Everybody.
I feel like because of how we was raised, right? My dad raised me, life don't stop for nothing or nobody. It's like, dominoes, let's go, right? Yeah. You don't got time to cry. You don't got time to stop and worry and be emotional, blah, blah, blah. But that's not realistic.
That part is not true, but you can't stop and cry about everything.
Yeah, you can't.
So
but you still have to acknowledge your feelings. So many people, I feel like get in this rut where you don't take the time to process how you feel about things. Because especially if you got the mindset like you that shit don't bother me. If that shit outlook.
No. It's not shit don't bother me. This shit ain't gonna stop me. This shit ain't gonna stop me. Because unfortunately, yes, this shit gotta keep going. Now, if it's that tumultuous, I'm dealing with my mom having dementia. You think I ain't sit the fuck down and cry and say, God damn, I wasted all this time being mad at her, and I never had a real conversation with her.
Right.
But guess what, though? I can't go fucking stop the dementia and say, hey, Mom, let's have that conversation. No, I lost that time by being what? Petty. I fucked up. So what I'm going to do, I know I can't go backwards. So going forward, that's what I'm going to do. I ain't being petty with motherfuckers. See, you only going to change from drastic shit happening to you. And I have allowed myself to accept drastic shit happening to me and say, damn, every fight ain't worth fighting. If this nigga
So
hurt
you're not wasting no more time then.
on bullshit.
I
On
get
bullshit.
You know how to accept the root. You know how to accept the hickeys. You know how to take the hickeys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Whether I want them or not.
But it don't mean it don't hurt, and it
Yeah.
don't mean you can
Yeah.
take the pain away. It's like when you first learn how to fight. You understand? Like sometimes you gotta take some. You gotta take some to give some back. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't ever want to get hit, you ain't gonna ever get your hit off.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But now here it go. That hit still hurt. I can't control how that hit feels.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna take it.
Thank you. I love when you do the metaphors.
But I'm gonna take
But-
the energy. But I'm gonna take a different perspective. The shit still hurt. I'm gonna take a different perspective and say I'm gonna accept this pain, but I'm fucking you up when I get you.
But when you're in the zone,
But it still hurt.
No, when you're in that zone and some shit that usually do hurt, it don't hurt no more.
That's the final matter.
Whoa. But that's not everybody.
Yeah,
But that's not
what I'm
everybody.
saying. That's what I'm
That's not
saying,
everybody. That might be your perspective.
Real shit.
But some
what I'm
people
saying-
know this shit still hurt.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even when you.
But I don't care about the pain. I'm getting it.
Even when
You know what I'm
you're
saying?
young, even when you're young, if you ever discipline the child get disciplined a lot. After a while, that shit don't hurt.
Right.
And for those kids like that, they get their ass whipped. It's like, that's all you got.
No, it hurts. They just used to it and they know how to manage it.
Exactly. So to them,
It still hurt.
No, to them it does not hurt. To them, I
But
don't
they,
feel it.
But they still
Perspective. I
get
don't feel it.
They still experiencing the
It is-
pain.
it is perspective.
Because now
It is
the pain
perspective.
is on a
But
whole other level.
anything
I
that you
don't-
do over a
I
certain
don't
course of
feel
time, you can get used to a thing, but that don't mean it don't hurt. You just learn how to deal with it. It
And
still
it's
hurts.
still painful. Even if it
don't
don't hurt in that moment,
So
it's
look.
still causing you pain.
So here you go.
Because you now are
Whether you realize it or not.
Exactly.
So here you go.
Exactly.
Your first heartbreak as a teenage in a
Exactly.
teenage relationship, it don't feel the same as you get in an adult relationship.
Nothing
And then-
feels the
no,
same.
So what I'm saying is that.
Your first shot.
So what I'm saying is that. So what I'm saying is
Nothing
that.
feels the same.
We all learn how to pain manage after a while. And then certain things that would have bent you out of shape as an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, it don't bend you out of shape as a 35-year-old, 40-year-old,
I disagree.
and a 40-year-old.
I disagree.
Shit.
It
depends on the person. Hey, it depends on the person. Because listen, I mean, I know
Me?
people right now, they can dish out a whole lot of stuff. Soon as you start pointing at a flaw of theirs at 50, they get defensive.
Yes.
Because they don't like it.
Yes.
And it was like that all their life.
But you know other people who are the opposite of that.
Right.
That know how to laugh at themselves.
Right.
Ha ha, you got me.
Right,
Good
right,
one.
right,
And
right.
actually,
Or
if-
they'll say that,
Or-
but they really don't mean it
or
because
actually-
they planning on getting you the next time they see you.
Or,
You understand
or
what I'm
they
saying?
laughing at it and they're going to really take it in and say, well, damn, maybe I am fucking up at that. See, everybody
But
ain't
guess
fucking
what?
negative
Even
Nancy.
with
Right,
you,
right,
what you
right,
said
everybody
was
different.
you experienced something that allowed you to see, okay, I can no longer be petty. I can no longer waste time, right? So even like you said, now at this older age. So for me at this older age, I was too busy running around and focusing on trying to get it and how to get it. And now
Well, you
I
did
have
fine.
time to sit back. And now I got more time where I can process. Now I can somebody can tell me something that's like, oh my God, I can't believe I acted that way. But I was so caught up on my hustle. I was so caught up on what I was trying to do. And you understand what I'm saying?
Maturity though.
Exactly. So it ain't that I feel like before me, I was controlling my emotions. I call myself controlling them. And now that I'm older, all I was doing was playing the game with my own goddamn self and not being in tune with who I am and my true feelings. That was fake. I was being fake.
Yeah, I look at it that some shit just don't matter to me. Like real shit. Some shit. If I walk down the street, the motherfucker.
Too much don't matter to me, and I want to change that about myself. I want things to matter more. I want to be touched by more things so I can be more influential. I want to have more of a voice. I feel like as a people, we got to a point where we putting our blinds there, like, "Ooh, what's happening?" and we close them. No, I want to be on the front line because right now we're at a pivotal moment of change for Black people, and I'm done being quiet. I'm done. Oh, I see it, but I don't. I've I've lost years with myself not being in tune. Like, I love that my daughter can express how she feel and know how she feel. I want it to be an open thing. I want, we had that conversation with the kid came to the parent, I'm ready to have sex. I want those things. You know what I mean? I want to have that open dialogue, because even within my family, now I got these cool aunts, and I'm like, where was y'all at with the conversations that I needed to hear? I want to be that aunt. Stop acting like, oh, we gonna break up and you gonna be right back and bounce back and be good. No, tell me.
The ones that wasn't, you got to be the one that is.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But to piggyback on something that you said, man, and this is like important to me, when you was like, for example, you get your first heartbreak, that next heartbreak don't really hurt no more. Well,
you told yourself that.
Well, no. What happens is that first heartbreak hurt more than you thought it hurt, and it affects you a lot. Because if you wasn't able to get hurt again, you ain't never let yourself be vulnerable again.
Yes.
You ain't never allowed yourself to be vulnerable again. Meaning you walked around with that pain even in that next relationship. So like shit is way deeper than what you might think.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you ain't never was hurt again, you ain't never opened up again.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying because it normally
totally agree.
Nothing going to feel like the first time. Nothing's going to feel like the first time.
That's still perception.
No. I'm just saying nothing feels like the first time. Nothing. The first time you had chocolate ice cream don't taste like the second time. I mean, it ain't the same effect. Because it's not new to the taste buds no more. But you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, well, we all. This is conversation. This is just conversation.
But that's definitely perspective.
So what I'm saying is, but in a lot of cases, you get a cat who ain't never hurt by a bitch again, because he walk around like that. I ain't opening it up no more on the first joint. I guarantee you, it's more cases that is than isn't. I can get.
Pride. That's still like too prideful of a person.
I definitely don't agree with that. And like I said, if a person is hurt from that first.
Don't edit all this good shit out even though y'all. This one of them joints where you look up and say, ain't none of that shit. What you talking about? I ain't seen none of you talking about. This will be one of them joints.
I touched on this one.
Yeah.
But then you fucked up my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
You son of a bitch. But yeah, you saying if that person never opened up. Nah, it's the same things that turned you the fuck out and made you hysterical as a teenager. They don't make you hysterical at 20.
Scorpios don't let stuff go. You gotta look at the whole
I don't let
picture.
stuff go?
No, I said Scorpios don't. My mother was.
But no, you're right.
It
You're right.
depends.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's the
think about
best case scenario.
But
That's the best case scenario.
no.
You listen. I remember, the first time I lost $100. I was 16 years old. It should hurt my feelings. I lost $600 when I was 20-something years old. It didn't matter as much. But you know what I'm saying? Because money can go.
But you still tried.
But you still
tried something. And you lost it. But it was like, nah. It's like that.
We know when we talking about emotions, we talking about
emotions are different.
Men.
Listen.
And a better example.
Listen.
We walk into it. Especially growing up wherever, Snoop Dogg and them bitches,
bitch ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
They lied to us.
Like that. Niggas got married.
Yeah, exactly.
Niggas lied to us.
So you got numb. You know what I'm saying? You get hurt, and now you ain't never gonna be able to get hurt again because I don't trust none of them.
Yeah,
so you ain't never really gonna open up.
And the thing about it is that it depends on what you go into relationships doing. If you go into relationships and you say, I'm gonna enjoy this ride. No matter where this car stop at, I'm
But you can't control the relationship. That's the whole point I'm getting at. Everybody go into a relationship like they got control over how it's gonna go down.
No, that's not what I said.
Down.
I said you go along for the ride.
But you said I'm going along for the ride. Everybody that tried to get on this ride got rid. Like
on your ride got rude? Because that's what the fuck I was saying.
What I'm saying is this. Everybody call themselves dictating.
Let them explain the ride.
So basically, what all he's saying is the ride is just I'm enjoying my time I get with you.
That's
period.
it. Okay.
So now this time has a beginning. This time has an end. You make peace. So when I meet you, I meant to protect yourself from going through that. You make peace with the end. Can you please back up? What are you protecting yourself from a stranger?
I want to ask.
Why you have to protect yourself from a stranger?
Hold on. Now let's just say if somebody doesn't deal well with letting people go. People may have different afflictions. There is no perfect person.
And there's a reason why they don't deal well with letting people go. It's something to do. That's what I'm hearing.
Sometimes people just listen.
Whether you know it or not, it's a reason why you do or don't.
We cannot template the fucking world, guys. Now, listen, there are people who just naturally just can't deal with letting people fucking go. It don't mean that they was abandoned as a fucking child.
No, they might have just took something the wrong way.
They just don't deal well with it.
Separation.
But it's always a reason.
always.
It's a reason.
But-
We gotta call out
It's a reason.
It's always a
It's
reason.
always a reason.
But what I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, fuck, I forgot.
I know you
They
did.
do that bullshit.
Yeah. I know you
They'll
did.
fuck you up in the flow.
Yeah.
So back to what
But it's
I'm
always a reason.
I want you to
It's called post-traumatic stress. We talk about it all the time.
No, but
Meet
sometimes
somebody.
it's a personality trait.
Yeah.
So I meet somebody.
Yes.
We meet each other. We get in the car. We go along for this ride. No matter how this ride go, at some point, one of us getting out this fucking car. Whether we ride it to the end of the road and that motherfucker die and leave me by myself, or I die and leave her by herself, at some point this fucking ride ends without us being together. So
But why?
what the fuck
That's
are you
real
talking
life.
about?
That's
real
life.
What the fuck we gonna do? This Romeo and Juliet?
But
I'm thinking
you
of that
should
day.
be at a point where you should be
That
able to
one day.
detach yourself from people, places, and things. I mean, that's
No.
real.
But it's not even detaching though. What I'm saying is that it's just
inevitable.
reality.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Like
It's
nobody
right.
in this room is going to live forever.
Okay.
Right.
Death is a part of life,
Okay,
just
yes.
like living is a part of life.
Yes.
You are born, you're gonna die. The dash is in the middle. That's what you do.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that when we got in this fucking car, no matter what happens in this car, I know at some point you going out this motherfucker, or I'm going out this motherfucker. So it ain't that fucking deep. When I'm 16, 17, I don't have that perspective. At 16, 17, I'm like, me and my girlfriend, I love my girl, she's the best. And I took the condom off and the shit was amazing. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then all of a sudden, I call it and the nigga say, hello? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Shit crackle pop.
Uh-huh.
All right? So that feeling, when I did not know that something like that could happen to me, was a shocker that went from my mind to my feet, back into my ass, throwing up on the step. I can't believe she would do this to me. That bitch. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
But that's how you handle things when you are young and immature. See, it's a bad sentence I'm about to say, and they're gonna kill me for it. But every piece of pussy I ever had in my life was used pussy. I have never drove a fresh piece of pussy off the car lot. In my life.
Wow.
In my life, I never had. So there were always prior owners. Some of them may have fucked up the car. Some of them may have returned the car.
Ladies, I don't think we're showing y'all tear his ass little.
Some of them have probably returned the car in good condition, where I bought it off the lease and it was still good. I was able to obtain it off the lease and it was still good. But at no time did I drive a...
So what's your
Brand
point in
new.
saying that?
Because there's always somebody before you, and there's going to be somebody
It's not
after you.
always.
Might be somebody during.
You ain't know?
It's all possible. And that's not just with the men and women. That goes
That's
both
life.
ways.
I
That
get
goes
that.
both ways. It's all
But that don't
occurring.
have nothing to do with your emotions or your feelings. Your
You get older.
main squeeze could be an outright thought.
It
That
happens.
don't mean that you ain't just strung out about it. Cause
No.
I done seen it go on numerous times.
Oh, I've seen
no.
it.
They be the main ones that had them turned
I've
out.
seen it.
So my point is this:
I mean, for the people who don't know
we
at
talking
home,
about dealing with your
ain't no
emotions.
pussy like whole pussy. So of course they gonna turn the
Exactly.
motherfucker out.
Exactly.
Don't even edit it. Let that go so the kids can understand what I'm saying. Not the kids, but the teenagers.
We can't monetize this one.
yeah. This one will not be monetized. That monetized is over with. It's over with. All I'm saying is that no, you know going into things that there is a chance that at the end of this ride, you don't even know, it's a fact. Unless we're gonna do Romeo and Juliet or somehow be on fucking flight 192 and when the terrorists come in and we both die in the fucking crash, other than that, we are going to separate at some point in time.
Yeah.
And with that, I don't even think about the separation. I just enjoy the journey. And when it's over, it's over. And guess what? If I'm still able to move and walk and everything, I'm going to go get in another car.
So with that understanding, and you know that that's the case, with that mindset, that means you don't take stepping out too personal then.
As far as what?
Like if she step out, you came home from work, you know how they say you got to call.
Oh, I'm
you
out.
come home, you out.
I'm out.
Why? I mean, why?
Because
You
at
knew
this
what's going
point,
to happen at one
because
point.
that's
What's wrong with
Like,
it?
you gotta relax, nigga. This nigga's high. Somebody put a disclaimer. He got a fucking E-pill in that water. There's no, nigga. When I'm in the car, the expectation is the car is to be driven by 1 and 2. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's it. In the car that I'm driving.
To breach the contract.
You breach the contract,
Yeah.
then, unfortunately, I'm going to pull over. Get the fuck out. And I'm gonna tell nigga that's in the back seat, you need to get up and drive this motherfucking car at this point. And salutations to both of y'all. God bless them out. That's it. Ain't no shooting, ain't no stabbing, ain't no fighting. Nah. So, you know, the stepping out, nah, it's no.
If you think about it, a lot of our issues come from loss. We don't know how to handle loss. We were not taught. We were taught get, buy, and hold, keep it forever, because everybody else do it. But they don't teach us how to deal with loss. So if you make peace with the loss, if little buddy, your main squeeze cheat on you, which you know she is. This is like I'm not saying that she is, but majority of
it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
It's a strong
possibility.
It's a strong
What do you
possibility.
mean?
You been faithful to all your people? Don't even answer. The smile's enough.
Right.
The smile's
Yeah,
enough.
exactly. Yeah.
Don't even answer.
Yeah.
The smile's enough. You know what I'm saying? No. That's it. Exactly. It's a fucking dunion. So, next topic, folks.
That's not right.
No.
They got her in trouble already.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They already know, though. They just act like they don't
That one
know.
gotta be black. That one gotta be like,
Listen, act like that. They're choosing not to go.
They got-
They control their feelings.
Yeah, they control their feelings.
First of all, men, I'm sure, cheat more than women.
I'm not.
Am I a cheater? No. Now, the reason most women probably cheat, my opinion,
How did you suppress your feelings when you found out your first guy cheated on? What did you do?
see, I don't care about shit like that.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Sorry, guys.
Whoa.
No, let me back up.
Whoa. Cause no, cause I got
Go to
receipts. I got
Tyler.
receipts right now.
Go to Tyler.
Now, because you wanted to tell about how I was born. Let me tell you about this little girl I heard about one time that was with her baby
This why I
father.
shouldn't get
He had
personal.
a Cadillac. He had a Cadillac. And
I
somebody,
threw pink
he
paint
had-
on it.
Yo! What you do? What you do? Tell the cameras. Tell the cameras what you do. Cause see, we can all start getting receipts out this motherfucker. Now what happened?
I threw pink paint on it.
Why did you throw
I
pink
did.
paint on the Cadillac?
Well,
Don't even answer.
no, I know why. I remember.
Okay.
The crazy part is both my baby fathers kind of did the same situation, right? I was with them. They ain't know nothing about phones. They ain't know nothing about texting. Then they started getting glamorized, right? So my first kid's father started hanging with some rappers, and they now are going down Virginia Beach. He want to drive. He think he flies and all this. Oh, really? And I had, for this time, I think my son was, young, and I wasn't for it, and that was it. But in terms of-
hold
Yeah.
on. So you were hurt.
No, it wasn't about another female, though.
No,
It was
no.
about, I felt like I got this baby. You want to go have fun. I can't go
What
have
kind of-
fun.
So wait, is that not resentment?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely resentment. It was resentment, being a bitch, all that. Being
So-
young, being
So hold
being
on. You was
I
just
feel like
mad.
you're getting ganged up on.
So hold on.
It's all good.
So hold on. Though. You was mad because he was gonna go hang with the homies.
Yeah, and
He was hanging with the homies. That's why he was mad.
no,
Because the
he
rappers was hanging with the rappers.
Because they
So
they
what?
getting different kind of chicks.
Oh!
You know.
Breakthrough, baby.
Shout out for Alex for being real.
They get different kind of chicks on top of all of that too. Like,
Don't
hold
worry
it
about it.
up.
We're gonna skip past that. I
Yeah.
just just let you know you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But yeah, we good on all that. So this week, because by the time you see it, it'll probably be 2 weeks from now, at least 2 weeks from now. The George Floyd verdict came in. The guy was sentenced. I mean, not sentenced. I'm sorry. The guy was convicted, and a lot of people are happy about that. One thing I do want people to remember is not to be a party pooper, but I don't think it's no fun being, one victory over thousands of losses. So it's not like you'll see me out here celebrating and thinking it's going to be a turn of the tide. For one, you still have to wait to see what's the sentencing going to be. I think with a judge that's already kind of made his stance of where he feels this case went, the maximum he can get is 40 years. And people need to know the law. Maximum doesn't mean that's what you want to get. It's a range. I don't know what the low end is of a manslaughter in Minnesota. Maybe it could be 3 years, maybe it could be 10 years. I'm saying that this judge has the right to sentence this man to whatever he wants.
So it's not even over. So you
But
can't
that'd be
even
on
celebrate.
3
Yeah,
counts.
it's not even over. So
Yeah.
It still would be on 3 counts.
3
though.
counts though, charged. 3 counts sentenced by the worst one. Everything else will run concurrent, so it doesn't matter.
because if it's guilty and you come home in 30 days, are you really guilty?
Yeah,
you
you know what I'm saying. So I mean,
Yeah, relax.
everybody is like, for one, I don't believe that rioting and all that shit would be the key, whether he was been guilty or not guilty. I definitely don't believe in rioting is the key. If he gets 2 or 3 years, you should tell yourself, okay, this is how they want to play now. Again, I don't believe in destroying your community, to prove a point that people who don't care about you anyway. So you're gonna destroy. That's like going to your house because somebody pissed you off and tearing down everything, and they say, "Yeah, I won." It's retarded. It is. You know what I mean? I'm telling you that as a business owner, a homeowner, and an investor in these communities, it doesn't make sense to tear down your shit to prove a point to somebody who don't care about you.
Well, I mean, I feel like.
Especially when you already just tore shit down the summer before.
Oh yeah, of course.
When they already got everybody's attention. Go ahead.
Well, I think, not to say whether he gets a day or 100 days, but what I will say is this. He was found guilty of a crime. He's already done. You know what I mean? He's lost his job. He's lost his pension. He's never going to be the same, received in the community the same way because, I know so many people are stuck in the past, but the reality is this world is changing, and with this verdict, so many other things have been highlighted. Number one, I just want to highlight these young people that are courageous enough to use these phones, and recognize when somebody is treated wrong. Whether you know the law, whether you know the ins and outs of, what police should and should not do, to make sure that you are an active person in your community. And for that young lady to stand there and record that because she witnessed something being wrong, or she watched this man being treated poorly and she knew that it was not right. We have to, as a community, start doing more of that. And in regards to his sentencing, he is sentenced. Whether he be behind bars or not behind bars, his life is over. He's done. It's done, in my opinion.
You got nothing? I got something because I think you forget how many different types of communities are in America. Because there's certain community that's
when you say done in the community, I wanted to ask what community are you talking about?
Because maybe
he's not done in their community.
Yeah, maybe in an urban community.
Yeah,
but I can see him being a hero in a rural community.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Nigger killer, like, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better word.
He might not be a cop no more, but he might got a job doing something else.
Yeah, I mean, he listen. First of all, murderers are integrated back into society every day. Real shit. I'm talking about whether it was a black man that killed a black man, white man killed a white man. The boys that, and y'all probably don't remember still, but Eddie Pollard, the motherfuckers that beat the shot the white boy with the baseball bats. The lead white boy that hit him with the baseball bat is a carpenter.
But that was the first man convicted in Minnesota ever in life. That's a win. That was somebody.
All that is true.
A cop convicted. That was a win. That was black people saying black people stand together. A black family sticking together. They live in multiple states and cities. So in regards to, we have to start somewhere. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, thank God it's finally over. No. But in regards to us starting somewhere, I feel like that's a start. I feel like, the sentiment of George Floyd being remembered and being a hero is something that's everywhere. Every city, every state came out and shared with that family of how they felt and was trying to be supportive. You know what I mean? That wasn't one city, one community. That was nationwide. Even they spoke about multiple people or countries outside of just the United States, sending them all types of things via email, via Facebook, whatever these little platforms are. So I don't know. I think a little bit differently about it.
So my question is, what did we win?
So not so much win like a prize, but I feel like in regard to history, let's just say, for example, Jesse Jackson being there. That was, of all the fighting that they have done, this is the first time that they have seen somebody being held accountable.
But right, okay.
You see what I'm saying? From a
baby steps.
Baby steps.
I get.
They probably would have never thought that they would have seen that in their lifetime.
But it's a milestone. But we keep. How Trayvon Martin was a milestone.
But guess what? But guess what?
Everything was all. Listen, this is nothing but the same thing every few years, and then we get pissed off, we destroy our shit, and then they wait, then we get a little cool, then they kill somebody, broadcast it on the world, or they whoop his ass, they broadcast it on the world, we get upset, we tear our shit up, and what does it make us do?
So now let me tell you what has happened this time differently. This time differently,
it's already over. We need a new situation.
Now the things that those people have seen, which you know, I understand that new rage and that new, but let me tell you, these things are kind of like a step up from what has happened to our forefathers, right? So now when you talk about,
and none of it happens.
No, we are so behind
drastically at once. Everything was gradual changes.
No, we are so behind our forefathers. We are not going to sit here and act like we are far. Listen, Frederick Douglass single-handedly bailed out black banks. We had black banks. The Republican Party was majority black. We had it all already. So all I'm saying is, why are we sitting here acting like, oh, we're gonna finally make another milestone, bro? We already been 2 blocks up the street. Why are we acting like this little center block square in this block?
Because we fall victim to the puppet scheme,
but the thing is, we're still behind ourselves.
That's a real story. You want? Well, I mean, that's
we are behind our own selves, trying to play keep up.
I don't take away the fact that he black.
Yeah, no, but I know who he. That's another.
But what I'm saying is that we already had black banks. We already had black thriving economies. I mean,
cities.
We already had, before they came and took us, we had our own shit.
And remember, every time we get our own shit, they come and they fuck it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now guess what?
But guess what? What about the black people fucking it up for each other? That's the puppet strings.
But listen, the thing is, they come through, fuck our shit up, right? And then now, when the last time they fucked our shit up? Now they just get us pissed off when we fuck our shit up.
Exactly.
You see
So
what I'm
that's
saying?
the game they playing with us.
But we
fall victim to it. Yes.
That's
It's
what
all.
I'm saying.
But do you know why we falling victim to it? Because we do not teach our history. If you just recognize the pattern and treat your history as a pattern, then you'll see.
But now you gotta go back to voting, right? The reason that they can do that is because the senators, governors, all of those people play a role in who our superintendent is going to be. All of those things. And when you talk about, that's why I said in terms of like we're making baby steps. We just had a black president, right? A black first lady. Now, what you got to understand with that is when he was in office, we did not have the Democratic seat. So whatever Obama tried to push through or whatever was the pushback, because at this time we don't have a black Republican Party. We have a white Republican Party.
Barack signed so many executive, and then he signed like one of the most executive orders out of all the presidents.
He signed like executive orders for gay people.
So at the end of the day, so he could sign an executive order for everybody but black people. He pushed all this LGBTQ. He pushed them to the front, but we put him in office.
Right.
See what I'm saying? This is the same thing.
It's about playing the game. You gotta give a little and get a little.
And we keep losing. We not getting back. This is stupid economics. We are business people and we are losing.
Obama in office.
Okay. He was chosen to be in office.
I just want to ask. Because we dropping a lot of philosophy. So I just want to know what do we really think?
If we gonna play the semantic thing.
No. We're not playing the game at all. I'm not in no competition with you on nobody's panel. I'm asking the question. Did we put Obama in office? Was he appointed or was he elected?
What way you want to go?
I'm asking.
Okay, we're gonna go with the mass way. He was elected, right? So he was elected, but we believe that hope fucking poster, that was for us. That's all we got. All we got was a fucking hope poster with him like this.
And if you're gonna look at it as him being elected, was he coming in there to be the black president of the United States or the president of the United States? So a lot of people was thinking because he came in as a black man, he was going to automatically do all this stuff for black people.
But he was not. But he didn't come in to be the LGBTQ community.
No, at all. But just like everybody else that's doing anything for their gain, anything for their marketing for themselves, promotion for themselves. It's fucking with the gays or the transgender and all that. He was not for black. He was for, like every politician, every president, for themselves. He wasn't in there for you or for us. It was a good move. No. It was a good move for him.
He took care of certain communities.
You think he was there for us?
No.
So no what?
No.
So no what?
No. the gay community put him in their office, the black community put him in office, and liberal whites put him in office. There's 3 things I just named. 2 people got fed, 1 person didn't. You figure out who the other person
Of course.
is. So to
But
say
guess
that,
what?
but
you gotta understand
But just
too.
pause for a
That's
second.
because
Just
those
pause for a
communities
second.
stick together like a
that's fine.
mofo.
That's fine.
And they getting fed by everybody right now. We can talk
But-
about
but
that
this-
on another episode.
However
It's
it
marketing.
went, however it went, there was an expectation that was not realized. It's been an expectation in this black community when it comes to politics that has never been realized. Only in the 60s and the 70s were there ever portions where we were getting crazy checks. Problem being, times when we have got the money, we so fucking dysfunctional
There
that when
you
we
go.
got the money, we didn't do what was supposed to be done with the money. And they have learned. So when you say Jesse Jackson's up there with George Floyd, to me, honestly, that shit's sick in my stomach.
There you
Because
go.
I'm not a fan of Jesse Jackson. At all.
I didn't mean
bring it
the
up.
person. I mean just in
What he
terms
saw in his
of
lifetime.
not
What he saw
even
in his
just him. I
lifetime.
mean my grandma. I mean just people.
I understand.
Period. In
No.
regards to what they may have gone through, and to see a little inkling that maybe their grandchildren or grandkids can see something different. Just a glimpse of light.
But is
That's
it
what I'm
hope
talking
or
about.
is it
My
fact?
parents came from Georgia, right?
Is it
So
hope
my
or is
mom
it
was
fact?
kicked out of the South. I'm talking about being able to we talking about globally. We're not talking about things that we see out of our own peripheral. I'm talking about global. What's going to change the world, not where we live, not the city of Philadelphia. So in terms of what I know my people have experienced, I'm talking about my family. For them to see a day where somebody is convicted, a white man, a cop, it meant something to my grandmother.
Yeah, but is it a moral victory? Or is it a real...
Why do it matter? Again, like
it
you
does
said
matter.
about your
It does
feelings.
matter.
Then you talk
It
about
does matter.
perspective.
No, it does matter.
At the end of the day, she
Well,
felt
listen,
something.
So tell me this: do you think by that cop? And this is a serious question. I'm not being argumentative. Do you think that changes the mentality of a racist white person that is policing black people that don't give a fuck about black people? Does that cop now says, "Hey, I gotta lay up on his ass
I
before
don't think
I
that
make
one
this
thing.
joke"?
I don't think any one thing. Just like one ingredient in my food is not going to cause it to be bussin', right? It's going to be a multitude of things.
So
No.
all right. So
And the way you phrased it, but when I look at in totality, will that one thing add? Will that one thing be a part of the puzzle? Yes, absolutely.
could be.
Could be, absolutely.
And
Yes.
the only reason why I say is that when the death penalty, and this is, I'm just comparing 2 things, and the people say whatever they want to say, it's a stupid thing, whatever, people take it. When the mob at one point was clawed tight, they didn't talk, they didn't snitch, yada yada yada, give me the time, whatever. They put one of the motherfuckers in the electric chair in the 1930s, and I'm telling you, after that motherfucker got fried, everybody learned how to talk. Like you understand what I'm saying? So if this man really gets 40 years, I think it does change if somebody does this shit again. I think it will I think a cop will be like, oh shit, no. Hey, yo, I think I'm going to tell somebody, hey man, don't get that 40 years, because don't nobody want to do 40 years. So no, listen. But if that cop walk off with 3.5, and then we find out 5 years after that 3.5, and
He got probation.
not even that, he got a GoFundMe with fucking $2 million in it, and they put him up because white supremacy takes care of white supremacy. Let's understand that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what I'm saying is that it's a difference.
But guess how many
if that man
cases
is
have
really
been
disciplined.
opened as a result of this one case?
I don't know.
No, I mean, so I just read about a case, and so I'm reading it. Then it says like 2001, but they reopening cases because of this verdict. They are, you know what I mean? They are now taking a second look, even with the laws that they're trying to change, even with the black people that's standing up, even with the Black Lives Matter. Yes, more young people, more people are being involved. You have Central High School. What they're doing is they have some type of program where they're trying to get the bios and the information out to again, this is just our city, but out to our residents, so that they can know now the people who they're voting for, know that their mission, as opposed to just their name and their political background. You know what I mean? Yes, that is different. I've never seen that.
Okay. What I'm saying is that we are at, like we said past episodes, we are at a point in life where change is happening. And if this new change is starting to happen and it's really going to go in the correct direction, then I'm all for it. But if this is all smoke and mirrors, and I hope everybody who basing their plan on this change, I hope they have a plan B if this change doesn't go the way they're expecting.
So now, is this change going to take place? So now, this goes right back around to
Is it going to happen?
how I opened up this segment. So now, is it going to change? Because if I'm sitting here and I'm so emotional and I'm talking about, this case and how it's affected our people, and then on Monday morning when I go into work and I'm acting like an Uncle Tom because I'm allowing this black people to treat black people any kind of way, but then, I miss a meeting, but then I hear you call Sue Peggy over the loudspeaker to get her to come to the meeting, the same meeting that I missed, but I get it right up, she don't, that's how change is going to happen. If we don't speak up, if we continue to let people just treat us any kind of way and just be so succumbed on this paycheck, nothing else is going to change. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm still trying to figure out who I'm going to be when I walk through that door on Monday morning. Am I going to be baby Ramona Africa, or I'm going to be somebody that's just worried about that Friday, them checks. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't even just a check. It's just that, do you want to be the person that's making a whole lot of noise?
Well, do you want to maintain your lifestyle? Because
but going back to what you said, if I don't speak up, if nobody speaks up, if we don't speak up collectively, am I doing more harm to my community? Am I? That's my fight, because at the end of the day, I can go get me another job. I just don't know. But if we don't say anything, we damn sure ain't saying nothing.
Next episode, we will see if Abby still has a job. But yeah, I mean,
Go fund me.
yeah, go fund. Let's see how they look out for you. But I understand. I mean, it's hard having a soul. It's hard having a soul when you're doing in the economy that's based off money. It's hard having a soul, because when you're doing some nut shit, you're doing the nut shit, and you're like, I can't keep doing this nut shit.
Especially when you're an educator. I think I'm trying to teach my children to be their very best selves every day. And in being my best self, it don't feel good when I'm at a place of employment and I'm uncomfortable. I'm at my job and my coworkers are saying statements like, am I going to get in trouble? Even if it's not even my business, but it's not good to the ear. It's not good to the ear when people are at work, the place that you're at for 8 hours a day, and they're not happy. Nobody's. I got donuts. The other day I got donuts. They made me feel. I'm like, these damn donuts in trade. Like, nobody wanted a donut.
They didn't want to enjoy the donuts.
They didn't want to. It's like they didn't want to be in a good mood. Like, you gotta pick and choose who you can speak. And
they feel like that good energy.
They didn't.
It was on that donut shit.
In that.
But if you came in there crying, they would all be like, let's get in the car.
What's going on? Oh my God. And
But we trained to love grief. We all go outside. We all go outside when somebody gets shot and light candles and shit. Motherfucker come home from college, on break.
It's like an event.
Okay.
Yeah. Motherfucker be like, yeah, fuck that nigga. He about to leave us. But you die? Oh man, you're a fucking legend. But
we really gotta get ourselves together.
Especially
when it's black on black. They play this string with us, and it's almost like they dictate what we do based on their teachings or our perceptions of what we're supposed to be doing. And even with, I never got a job through like a soror sister. I didn't know I didn't know what they call them stuff, them things. I don't have no masonettes, none of that type of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Fool, yo, you was a fool. Oh my God.
I'm just saying. And there's nothing wrong with those sororities and cliques and things like that, but I've always gotten my job on my own, whereas though I didn't want nobody to feel bad if I did say what I need to say or do what I need to do, because I know I could be that person, but again, I'm thinking about it. I will let you guys know. Stay tuned.
Well, we got one more topic, man, but I think we done talked y'all arrows off. I think we're about an hour and a half at this point.
Yeah, it's too better than this shit. All right.
Yeah, so we're going to end it on this one, man. I know it's going to be a tight one. I know y'all going to wonder what the hell was they talking about when the camera came on, because of course we went like this. But that's why it's just conversations, no interviews. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please like.
subscribe,
And share.
share, and we're gonna start answering back to some of you guys in the comments and everything. We're gonna start interacting with the fans more often. By May, we will be up and really getting interactive with you guys, and you'll start seeing our bios and things like that. You can really start finding out who
And
we
next
are.
week I have my edges on fleek. Sorry, y'all, no gel.
Or she might be on the PUA. So we will wait and see which one we see. We will wait and see. But until then, folks, tune in.